Yo yo. Um this is an after work stream.
So, you launched the Vox station into space. That probably took slightly more effort than dropping it on a town and killing a bunch of people. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Thanks, brother. Trying to remember what we were doing. I think we were getting ready to finish this side quest. Yeah, at Point Obviation. We're doing all this extra side content before we move towards main story. So, and just as a heads up, tomorrow is family day for me, so I'll be on much later. I'm thinking that I might go out to after my family time, just because of usually when we end that is traffic time, so we'll see. Tuesday, you'll be on all day. And we are going to be pushing this game pretty hard. I don't want to get too close and then it triggers a cutscene. So I mentioned this my last stream. I don't remember when it was, a couple days ago. In about a week, there's this indie game that's going to be coming out. And I'm really looking forward to it. It looks janky, but indie, but also full of heart, and looks like it's a game that's going to be full, like a big, massive, like, Western RPG. I played a game called Elix years back, and I loved that game. I actually thought the game was fantastic. It was one of those diamonds... I don't want to say because Co-Carnage says this all the time, diamonds in the rough. It's a game where its outer edges, basically, it's pretty rough, but once you polish it down and get to the meat of the game, there's a lot of great stuff there. Just maybe it's got some jank here and there, and some things here and there could be done better, kind of thing. It's probably what I'm expecting out of this game. It's called Ash and Steel. There is a demo out, and people have already been talking about it on the Steam page, because you can do reviews on the demo. Pretty much just saying it's kind of like a Gothic or something like that, just of a modern age. It's definitely got some jank, but some stuff. Because otherwise, I don't really have anything else planned other than to finish Ghost of Yotei. I want to finish Ghost, okay? We're going to finish that game, and then December 4th/3rd, a bajillion things come out. Octopath Traveler 0, I think, is actually highest on my priority list. Mainly because I don't have a Switch 2, so I can't play Metroid 4. Although I do want a Switch 2 very badly. I would have liked to play Donkey Kong. I could finally play Tears of the Kingdom at 60 FPS. There's plenty of reasons why I want to Switch 2. Night Rain is getting a major update.
Oh, who's this? Oh, yes, I remember you. We met earlier at the site of my former seclusion. I've heard much of your exploits since. If I recall correctly, you helped prove Anchorus Chow's argument that violence is sometimes necessary. I admit I have modified my stance toward that more recently. I understand your actions led to Seer Wiley's unfortunate demise. Such a bright boy, such promise. And you're Marisol Delgado. We've never met somehow, but I've read your file. An impressive body of work, though often quite mortiferously inclined.
Less so over time. There were too many pesky repercussions, I came to find.
Yes, well, to what do we owe the pleasure? Are you familiar with our goals? Come to join up, perhaps, or should I say re-enlist? Surely you're aware of the myriad errors of our current presiding bishop and previous regime. One of whom shut down the division that operated here, the other squandered it. Our sect aims to end human suffering, sooner than later. We've taken great inspiration from your former department, from their methods and their science. To solve the universal equation in our lifetime requires bold action, clever calculation, and assiduous work.
Let's go with 3, be direct.
Oh, you're an admirer as well? It's one of the very things that led me to agree to lead the efforts here. I believe it's the way forward for the Order. Bujold's thinking was unconventional, ahead of her time. Why, in fact, she's here with us now today, overseeing an experiment that proves her researchers' theories.
Really? Seer Bujold is here, at present, in this facility? The one we're presently standing in?
Not long at all. We reached out to her on Cloister. She agreed to join us immediately. If you thought her work before was captivating, wait until you hear the experiment she's overseeing now.
I think she's
The intent is
sabotaging
to
it.
represent the building blocks of the universe within a test chamber, then extrapolate data revealing the universal equation from the micro-universe that forms.
Sounds like it could change everything, one might say.
Why, you should go see for yourself. As former colleagues, I'm sure you'd like to reacquaint. Go on. I'll call down to let her know you're coming. Yes, she's monitoring the experiment. I'll have elevator access unlocked so you can join her. Do please stay in the observation area, though. The work is quite delicate. We'll speak further after you check over Seer Bujold's work and the experiment concludes. Oh,
So the person they're talking about, Bujold, when we found her, she specifically wanted us to stop everything about her research. Because her research is basically Thanos, you know, doing the Thanos thing, wiping out a good chunk of humanity, so that the remaining humanity can thrive and prosper and stuff. Almost like a soft reboot, if you will. She didn't want to go through with that, so they tried to have her entire stuff destroyed and everything like that. But it seems it's not. So I think she's here. Interesting. Sabotage it.
How much longer do you predict preparations will take?
Almost ready. Perfect timing for my former colleague to peer review my work. I'll press them to verify my settings. Thereupon, we will begin.
Splendid. While others pontificate, we act. I await word of our success with bated breath.
Purge oxygen and initiate. Quick save.
Head Intercessor Delgado, what an opportune time for you to appear. At the perfect moment to assist our experiment.
What in the endless void are you?
Shh. Comms off, but others are near. I need your aid before this ridiculous affair careens into disaster. Can I rely on you this time? Or will you already intend on scurrying away again? I came to derail this line of inquiry in such a discommodious way that no one would ever consider trying it again. For all the aforementioned reasons of it likely causing, or at least queuing up and leading to, the end of all things. You chose to leave me behind, again. So when they came calling, I thought it an opportunity to sort it all myself. Yet, admittedly, at this moment, I could use your assistance.
This shouldn't be your burden. It's on me.
You don't get to decide that, or adjudicate, or coolly comment in a steely growl. Not falling for that a 10th time. Help, or stay out of my way.
Of course we'll help.
The test involves 4 stations. Each represents one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Zeranium gas, macro-ivs, nucleons, N-rays. All the usual stuff. That test chamber is where all are meant to mix. To simulate a mini-universe I can apply my theories to, pull data from, and deduce the universal equation in a reduced time frame. We know what happens if that's successful, so I need you to muck with each station's settings, then initiate the experiment. Thank you. All you need to do is adjust each station's settings slightly. Things will cascade from there. Remember, subtlety is required.
Yes, if we alter the experiment input data in a less than delicate fashion, Brun will notice, I assure you.
The guards on the 2nd floor won't appreciate visitors, so avoid getting spotted. Here's a maintenance key. Head down the vent. It's only the fate of the galaxy riding on it, so perhaps try to be careful.
Only the fate of the universe. Ding-a-ding. You are trespassing. I do have food on the way. Oh shit, it actually should be here any minute. Lolz. I gotta eat every day, you know what I mean, dog? I'm trying something different. I ordered a special, so I'm trying to stick with Denny's because Denny's is the healthiest option I have. And they had a new thing, which is very not healthy, which is apple crumb pancakes. So, you know. Uno momento. This is the first time it's ever been delivered in this kind of a unique bag. Very different than the usual bag. I'll let it sit here for a little bit. I've been giving these people 5-star reviews as long as the delivery has been quick, good. Not the food place, though. I'm not reviewing that shit.
Anyone else hear that? No? Oh, just me then, I see.
Got my lamps on a hostile.
seems sufficiently scrambled. That should do it.
I don't know how to read it.
Imagine that'll do. That should do it.
I see, I see. I could have done this. Multiple ways to do. It's one of the things that I love about this game. Multiple ways to solve the same problem.
If you're done, evaluating...
Did it work? Did it work? See, was it a success? What happened?
Hold the applause just yet. I need to run the numbers. I'm sending the others back up to you. They can describe the proceedings in detail.
I shall await their arrival. Anchor's Brun out. That is how these messages end, yes? If not, farewell.
The results of the experiment will be a career-ending embarrassment for Anchoress Brun, but she won't accept this lightly. We'll need to do more.
Yes, our next steps here will be crucial. I know this type of mission well. Granted, my targets were always meticulously well researched beforehand.
You'll need to convince her, destroy her logic, end this research for good. All it requires is a forceful array of incisive argumentation, logical reasoning, coercive persuasion, and cognitive contortioning.
You mean one of our old brain-off maneuvers? Really? That's what the rank and file in our old department used to call it. Provost Bolding considered it a casual moniker unbefitting of an order scientician.
Make Brunn give up on science, logic, and reason entirely. Then no one will ever dare continue the research again. Between you and Marisol, it should be a light challenge. Easy.
A brain-off against an Order anchorite isn't entirely without risk. We could employ certain other methods to deal with her. From our former department's playbook.
Oh, yes, a book you wrote titled Making an Execution Look Like an Accident. Despite the moral quandary ideally involved, unseen consequences still abound.
That's hyperbolic at best. Data suggests significantly fewer unpredicted outcomes than outright murder, if properly executed. And I'm quite capable of skewing results in our favor.
And here I thought you'd begun to change.
Give me 1 second.
Success isn't guaranteed. A fair degree of cleverness is required. But you would have the help of someone reasonably intellectually nimble.
I would be willing and on hand to assist. And the other option would remain if we botch it.
Okay.
Seems reasonable. Appreciate you listening. Murder shouldn't be our first option here. Too many drawbacks, both mathematically and ethically.
Honestly, I'm relieved as well. I have been trying to be different. From the person others believe me to be.
From the legend. If you're retiring as the endpoint, we'll need to find you a colorful new sobriquet. Typical argumentation may prove useless, and she'll likely see through most attempts at deception. Be clever, unpredictable, surprise her. But in the event you should fail, you'll need a viable backup plan, or it will erase any chance of success completely. The Anchorus is housed in a test chamber similar to this one. It's been refurbished with some rather tacky furniture, but much of the old experimental apparatus remains. There is a hatch near the elevator upstairs. An external ledge leads to a vent system that can connect the two chambers. Doing so will expose the Anchorus to a lethal atmosphere. I'll need to make an announcement afterward that an accident has occurred tied into the experiment.
For an extemporaneous plan, it's not a bad one. What if the Anchorus realizes what we're doing and calls for help?
I'll cut off her comms when she begins pleading. Oh, that sounds even more heartless when I say it out loud. Please choose wisely. Here's the hatch key in case you need it. May all your
I
endeavors
highly
elicit
doubt I'm going to be
expected results.
intelligent enough to pull off the persuasion
And
method.
Marisol, do keep out of trouble.
Very unlikely.
There you are. You saw the experiment through to the end, yes? The data hasn't arrived yet, so please do tell. Was it as beautiful as I imagined? Any inklings to the result? Or perhaps I oughtn't have recloistered myself till after the experiment concluded, hmm? Well, don't just stand there. Tell me everything. Some issues? You seem like softening the blow. Was there a malfunction? Was there some error in the calculations? Wait. Let's start from the beginning. Step me through your understanding of what's gone awry.
I want to go to...
Not sure what gave you that impression, but I guarantee they are a hand-picked group of top-order scientists, all fiercely committed. No shirkers or malingerers among them. What else concerns you? Solving the universal equation demands considerable thoroughness, but also requires all possible efficiency. Though, that said, it's true that we must guard against skimping unduly, to any extent that might introduce error. This was just a start. Such models typically make an enormous amount of errors at first. All quite expected, an anticipated setback, nothing more. It simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say. Now, I'm starting to believe you're just needlessly fretting. Is this nerves? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be dismissive. Look, there may be some validity to some of your points, yes. But we'll improve. We will continue to stride forward. There's absolutely no need for all this doom and gloom. Oh, is one of you a seer now? Because I put considerable more stock in the prognostications of the Order's prime mathematicians than I do any old run-of-the-mill soothsayer. Now, is that all? Because I think I've had enough of all this. Everything we've done here is built off Seer Bujold's research, which is quite brilliant. That's both incorrect and rather mean. Ah, the experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. Perhaps there's something here to help prove or disprove any of what you've been saying. There was some variance to the input data. Not far beyond acceptable parameters, but curious. Could explain the failure. Oh, come. One bad test wouldn't mean the science is completely flawed. I fear this was a waste of valuable time.
If I may, I have a point I'd like to add. There's a critical flaw in Seer Bujold's approach I think best illustrated by this English phrase. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. I much appreciate this jest. Very simple, yet clever. Because in English, the word like can mean similar to or I prefer. And flies can be to soar, or plural of the insect. Through this perspective, it functions, makes sense, is humorous even. But in another language where words' meanings differ slightly, it does not. The framework we interpret the statement from changes, thus rendering it uninterpretable. False. Bujold's method of shortcutting the universal equation is much the same.
It lacks context. When you extrapolate the data from the mini-universe to the larger one, the information itself may scale correctly, but fail to interrelate. This has been a difficult conversation. Challenging, disputatious, at times compelling. Yet I remain unswayed.
We tried. Our fallback plan's our only option now. Head for the hatch.
What was that? You're starting to worry me. What do you intend to do?
Don't worry about it. Just stay in there.
Fellow scholars of the Order, a tragic accident has occurred. During our recent experiment in Test Chamber Beta, we failed to recognize that ventilation systems had been left connected to Test Chamber Alpha. As you know, it had been recently refurbished as an enclosure for Anchoris Brun. She gave her life for science. Well, it's true that we found the related research deeply flawed, but she gave her life for the pursuit of science. As the experiment was a colossal failure, I, as senior scientist remaining, have determined we must abandon this inquiry and shut down the program immediately. Oh, such a terrible shame. Farewell.
Farewell. Do I need to go see her here? Clearly I need to talk to her. Oh no, she ain't here.
I understand now why they say never meet your heroes, Intercessor Delgado. You've truly been an enormous disappointment. A key experiment fails and Anchoris Brun falls prey to an unfortunate accident right after you and your consort arrive. And we are all to believe these events are unrelated?
That's circumstantial and more than a mite bit paranoid. I expect better from an Order scientician. Even one from the Department of Applied Scientism.
Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. It's her association with that department that has me suspicious here. Suppose you'll claim this was all just coincidence. A misaligned series of mishaps that simply appear to be your fault. Fascinating. You know, I reviewed that work myself, right? I'm well versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again. Or try facing a gauntlet of well-trained exemplars. I could always choose for you. Are you done? I know you're to blame. I just wanted to see how far you were gonna take this. I can't believe Anchoris Brun fell for any of it. Fellow exemplars of the Order, commence hostilities!
Standing by to stupefy. You try to limit further damage, Commander. Recharging as fast as it can, Commander!
All charged up!
This thing's got a mean streak. Knocking them down. Taking the fight out of them. You suffered extensive damage, Commander. Reducing enemy effectiveness. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
variable.
Your possibilities are limited. All unsteady caprices inconstant.
What we get here? It's an assault rifle that fires large plasma. Fires tiny plasma heated pellets that goad enemies. Unfortunate. Hey, it's not stealing anymore.
Obviating. Hellfire is out of my perception. Re-engaging.
Integral precision is
Fractional effort.
Enemy appears to have
Lost sight of target. Material to advancing.
closing on a perceived threat. Investigating disturbance. Information gathering continues.
Resorting to violence. Yeah. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Yeah. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Discombobulating enemy. Go for fortification.
My aftermarket parts are crud.
Necessary vulnerabilities identified. Assessing. Mitigating the threat. Torpification in progress.
Crabby.
the scan.
Easy peas. A pinnacle nutrient bar.
Oh, look who it is. The legendary former head intercessor of the Order. Another mission successfully completed. Made it through all that without a scratch, hmm? Glad to see. Say, I know this was difficult and rather a mess, but you listened. You tried to do right before you did what you must. I appreciate it, the attempt. No matter how that may sound.
The credit or blame belongs to the commander here. It was their decision, ultimately.
You forget I know you. You always thought you knew better. No one could ever convince you of anything. Before, that is. Good to see. Maybe you are facing yourself.
There are a few things I'm still not used to saying. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please. And thank you. But thank you, Anais.
At any rate, I'm off. You all take care now. Marisol, don't be too enigmatic or anything. Try. Before I forget. Meant to give you this earlier.
Oh, thank you, Anais. Goodbye. Oh, Brunn obviously murdered her. Thought you knew that. Perhaps it was an accident. Perhaps she simply wanted to knock Chow unconscious so she could sneak away. Or not. Indefinite immurement isn't for everyone. Even the finest minds may crack under the strain. But her canned feigned concern about Chow, how she kept changing the subject, both belied an underlying sense of guilt to me.
Agreed.
Oh, not really. Not yet, at any rate. Everything's a bit raw right now. But suppose I will be. Thank you, dear.
Might take some time for Marisol to see yet, but I reckon this was the best possible outcome. There's always another way. Now she knows that too.
Hell yeah. Alright, now it's time to go to the Paradise Island. We're already on Eden, so...
Commander, I've had some time to cogitate over what occurred at Point Obviation. Some parts don't sit right with me still. Wonder if you and I might talk it through. A bit, yes. With the work I used to do, I'm no stranger to guilt and regret. Midway into my requisite sleep cycle is when it usually plagues me the most. We could have done better by Ankrys Brunn. If we'd properly convinced her to abandon the research, I'd doubtlessly still lament duping her, but she'd be alive. And yet, such actions were par for the course for me in the past. When my remorse for Brunn rears its head, it will need to get in line. Yes, Southworth was complicit. And now she's dead. I hope so, at least. According to Anais, we could have reduced the likelihood of that occurring by completing the brain off. It's not anywhere near zero, but it's unlikely. She seemed pleased that we at least attempted to address her concerns, so I've changed, apparently. Thanks to you. No. There's plenty of credit and blame to go around. It's been a while since anyone gave me a good talking to like Anais did. And I'll admit your influence has been rather positive. I'm pleased with the path I'm on now. I didn't think this is what the plan had in store for me. I've been facing myself with the same zeal I face my enemies. With tidier results. Appreciate you taking the time to talk it over, Commander.
Of course. Energy storage, whatever that means. I'm gonna go with that. Inez is the only person I haven't finished. Okay. Definitely need to store a bunch of stuff here. As much as I love the prototype and radiated scythe, not look well. You know what? I'm still going to keep that on me. Gary. Now time to trash the rest of this junk here. Do, do, do. All right, here we go. We gotta go to Ethel's lab. Let's take Tristan. I like my boy.
Nature made apples, but Anti-Fizzos made them better. With Anti-Fizzos patented... All these wicks got everyone riled up.
Anytime I think I'm having a bad day, I just tell myself, wait till tomorrow. It'll probably be worse. Well, these rifts got me awful perturbed.
This is definitely a pretty good, like, beginner planet.
Ah, Inez. Have you come back for a tune-up? I've got just the injection for that. Freezes those pesky muscles right back into place.
No, yeah, a tune-up sounds good. I got a device that might help stabilize what I got going on up on the shoulder. Ought to let me use my graft all the more often. Think you can install it?
Oh, well, this device is unusual and rather ingenious, if I may say so. Hold still, dear. This should take but a moment. There. I dare say you won't be needing any tune-ups in the near future. But I do trust you'll find an excuse to come by for the occasional visit. Where did you find such a device, anyhow? What is it, dear? You look, well, a bit like you've been stung by a terror ray. I've got ointment for that too, you know.
There's a grafting lab way out on Cloister that was still operational. Till recently. I found it, Doc. And... Law. I ain't seen any horrors like that.
Still operating? Inez, do you feel all right? The program was shut down more than 6 months ago. Any further funding would be in direct violation of Auntie's orders.
I know what I saw. They were brutalizing folk and creatures. Paying them no mind, giving them no honor, even if they succumb to the process. The doctor there, he killed a friend of mine. And you're telling me you knew nothing of it?
Inez, I swear I didn't. That sounds... Oh, Sovereign's mercy, that sounds precisely like what I would protest with every breath.
The creatures they were experimenting on broke out of their cages, killed most of the staff. But you know what's worse? Keeping a dead soldier's body on display. Like a thing. I found the doctor in charge, still alive, cowering. I killed him, and let his sick aims die along with him. There's no good that can come of his work. Nothing.
But this ain't the extent of it, I fear. I need to find out who's responsible for all the...
Oh, Inez, I know you do. But with the program officially shuttered, it would be awfully difficult to ascertain which individual has the pockets to fund such a... Wait. Yes, that does shed light on a correspondence I received recently. A vice president sent a message asking for my presence and scientific expertise to discuss a unique opportunity. I found the secrecy odd at the time, but I do suppose it lines up with your discovery. His name is Willard Conan, VP of Experimental Operations. The very man who was in charge of the grafting program at its inception. He's... Oh, I know that look. If you mean to do something, I beg you.
Doc, with all due respect, what I do with him when I get there is my own damn business.
I will help you. Vice President Conan's office is aboard the Undisputed Claim, the flagship of Auntie's Choice. I do not know where exactly, as I've never been, but it's my understanding that you will need to present this calling card.
Ooh, I do know where it is.
Inez, all I ask is that you remain safe. A terrible wrong has been done, but do not throw your life away to right it. You might seek justice via other means.
I can't promise anything, Doc, but I'll try. Thank you for everything.
Beanie-ning. Beanie-ning. All right. We do have the quests here. Oops. Believe that's it. Oh, that's right. I don't want to do this because if I help her do that quest, but the only way to do that quest, I have to do the other quest, which is this collectible one. I need to find the last cloister, or not cloister, Excogigen thingamajiggy. You know what? Let's go ahead and try to do that. Or, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do Inez's quest. I like
Commander, I've been thinking. We got the intel we need, Commander. The undisputed claims our destination.
Damn right
When we
it
find
is.
Willard and stop this law-damned program in its tracks, Auntie's Choice will get what's coming to them. Been doing some thinking about ending the grafting program for good. It's gotta happen. I just didn't think it would start this way. With me turning murderer. Auntie had me good and fooled. She ain't any better than Spacer's Choice. Making any of them see reason is an impossibility. Our overlords had a saying in Tau Ceti. If you got a rabid canid, you put it down before it maddens the whole pack. They used to say it about us workers, like we were the problem. It was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But now I reckon I see some sense in that saying. Retribution never came for the folk at the top back then, but it certainly can now. What if I think I already have? I wonder if this is what Ortiz had in mind when he sent me that message. He trusted my judgment, knew I always aimed to do right by him and folk everywhere, but he also knew both of us had been lied to when we joined up. The notion that our taking extraordinary risks would pay dividends. Do you think he knew this would be the final straw? Thanks, Commander. Maybe this is what folk mean by the architects setting things in motion. If I hadn't broken my contract, I wouldn't be here. Maybe proving myself was never the intention. Maybe this is what I was meant to do. Suppose we're fixing to find out.
Is it weird that I'm having this strong urge to replay Knights of the Old Republic? And 2 again. So, I replayed both of them. I can't remember when, but I did. I want to say it was after COVID, but I'm not exactly sure. And I technically never finished my playthrough of KOTOR 2. I forgot why I stopped. I think I was having some bug issues with the mods, because, I mean, the mod installs took forever, because you had to literally install specific mods for, like, each lightsaber, each blaster, each, you know, literally everything, right? It was kind of brutal. I do think it's over here. But man, do I love those games. Both of them, I think, are just absolutely fantastic games. Especially as a fan of Star Wars
versus the
fan.
Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swore...
Purpleberry product samples! Purpleberry product samples!
Fairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Andy Cleo take Spacer's Choice there against lying down? Like our sponsor Tossball team, the Anti-Cleo's darlings refused to do
Go give the enemy a good gutting.
development, the forced loaf and butter of our entire operation. Thanks to our marketing wizard selling this.
Oh.
You cannot be here. My contract stipulates that this lab door remains locked at all times. I am not to be disturbed. Ha! That's funny, considering the heaps of times I've been called such. Oh, yes! Aren't they beautiful? It is a shame, for my research calls for me to test the limits of their resilience through burning, slashing, and bludgeons. With hammers.
That's sick. Nobody should have to work like this. I swear, once I get this program shuttered, you'll never have to labor like this again.
Oh, no. No, I don't want change. I love my work. I love this place. The smell of copper, the texture of viscera. There's nothing like it.
So am I. My gut's roiling something fierce.
Why this art's beauty is lost on so many folk I'll never understand. Anyhow, I have much work to do. Please ensure the door is locked when you leave.
Let me go check that other place first before I confront him. Before I confront him, I'll check that last spot.
Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy, while the protectors decide what its subjects get. We respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's
Yeah, this is about what I expected.
Okay. Yeah, there's not many games I like to replay once I've played them one time. Souls games is an exception. But like games with like heavy stories and things like that, yeah, it's very, very rare that I like to play more than once. Knights of the Old Republic is probably one of the few games that is a story game that I've played many times. I've always preferred the first game over the second game for the story and characters, but the second game I think is much deeper and better mechanics. Alright, it's time to talk to him.
It's high time one of you scientist types responded to my calling cards. The position's been open for more than 2 days, and already productivity is tanked by 149.4%. You want the role, it's yours, but I'm not budging on those hourly rates.
Let me guess. You're backfilling Rasmussen's position? Or all the scientists who work with him on Cloister lying cold on the lab floor?
Both, obviously. Unless you mean to tell me a graft like yours can install itself. Now, do you want the job or not? We're burning starlight.
I do. Been waiting on this moment. This grafting program is a law-damned abomination. I went to your lab on Cloister, saw for myself what kind of depravity your folk got up to there. It's sick. My friend was butchered by Rasmussen. And he wasn't the only one. In fact, this program's been a sham from the start. I got tossed aside. And for what? A mistake? Ain't nothing good that's come of this. It's time to call it quits.
What a preposterous notion. Shall we stop producing inhalers because of side effects? Or shut down all food factories because one severed appendage finds its way into packaging? No, certainly not. I am not to blame for whatever inconvenience you experienced as a first edition patient. To quit now would be to toss aside all our progress. You little sneak. I'm in the process of securing more funding, thank you very much. And I will not allow a light money pouch to thwart my efforts.
Don't matter to me what your plans are, or what you think you might accomplish. You've hurt too many good folk, and I've had enough.
I fear you've gotten too negative an impression of this work. Hear me out, will you? Allow me to assuage those fears. Are you a fool? We cannot speak of sensitive business details here. There's no telling which opportunistic colleague or overpaid contractor could be listening in. Meet me in back deck steerage. Take this pass for the tram. And for law's sake, make sure no hanger-on follows you. Especially that assistant of mine next door. Chin up, dear. I believe I'll change your mind yet.
We'll see. In this song and dance from all manner of suits before, reckon he'll try to reel us into a ridiculous scheme or bribe us with bits or booze or what have you.
I assume you're not here to admire the blood spatter.
No, I believe he is going to, try and kill us. Yeah. I think for my... I've been saying this a lot lately, though. My short list of, like, old games to play when things free up, it's definitely Mass Effect. It's time for me to get to, well, Mass Effect 2 specifically.
Pitchball, they call it.
Oops.
My, how imaginative.
Oh, I don't even need to do that. What am I doing? I gotta do this. I still remember the first game pretty well. I don't remember how far I got into the second game before I got bored out of my mind. And I got bored because I was literally just went straight from the first game to the second game. And it wasn't just that I was bored, it was... I can already see the red.
Ah, you came. Foolish, aren't you? thinking I'd reveal my secrets to the likes of you. Ha! Contractors, now's your chance. First one to kill these imbeciles gets a one-time Immunosol discount.
I am primed to punish. Absolution!
But I remember, with Mass Effect 1 to 2, there was a change with like how ammo worked or something. They completely changed how that worked, and doing, or I don't know, it was a weird shift.
I knew you'd come through, my good Biff. That discount will be applied to your next purchase at the commissary, but cannot be combined with other... Ah! You're still alive!
Ain't gonna be that easy to get rid of us, you idiot. This how you treat all folk who approach you in good faith?
No folk have ever made it this far. How did you get past all my contractors? They were heavily trained and heavily expensive.
They were about half as coordinated as a herd of sprats, and just as threatening.
Do not make a mockery of the dead. They were all someone's children, partners, and investments. So what do you want? Allow me to guess. Money? We all want money. And I've plenty, I assure you. This again? What is it with you? No! I've no incentive to shut down my life's work, especially at the demand of common thugs.
You ever seen a grafted claw strip flesh from the bones of a stubborn old man?
No.
Well, on the count of 3, you will. 1.
All right, fine. Consider this my resignation. Here, take everything I have. Any bits left in my office are yours. Just, please, don't follow me.
Good riddance. But this ain't over yet. The other executives will be notified the moment Willard flees the undisputed claim. And within hours, dozens of rung climbers will be at the tower jockeying for his position. It's all but certain that they'll claim his work for their own, and make his bastardization of a grafting program all the worse if they so choose. Ain't about to let that happen. Ain't suggesting. I'm telling you that we can't stand by and do nothing. It's obvious he was up to his neck in some scheme. If we dig it up and get the word out, his legacy will be in shreds. Maybe folk will be less inclined to follow in his footsteps. Should all but guarantee that Willard can't come crawling out from whatever rock he's keen to hide under, in any case. All right. We ought to start by searching his office. Any evidence we can find regarding money or business dealings could be of value. Once we got what we need, we can head to the recording studio to get the word out. The promise of a scandal should be enough to get in the door.
I almost left that there. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo, beedly-doo-doo.
Trinicular, arriving.
We took what nature heedlessly assembled and thusly rebettered it through artificial...
Oh, maybe the game's already registering that I found everything.
Purple berry product samples! Purple berry product samples!
Yes, I understand I may look in charge, but I'm just minding the desk for our esteemed director, The real talent, as they say.
I need to get a message on the broadcast, urgently. Can you help with that?
Not unless you need any clever pointers on enunciation. Our director, however, is in one of the recording booths. Through the door to your left. You'll want to speak with her.
Welcome to Wireless Free Arcadia Studios. Thessaly Falk, Director of Talent Placation and General Runnings. Here to contract a recording or in the market for autographs?
Holt sent me to speak with you. I got a message I'd like to send out over the wireless. Trust me, this is one all the folk in Auntie's Choice won't want to miss.
Is that so? Well, the more riveting the content, the larger our commissions. However, as you're without an appointment and I'm quite busy, I'm afraid I've only time to record one take. Do make it count. Shall we begin?
Glad we're in agreement. I'm here to expose the truth about a prominent vice president. His business dealings are not what they seem.
That's quite the bold claim. Now remember to speak into the mic, dear. Enunciate clearly but with feeling. Inhabit the words. Be the message. Joining us today in the studio is a very special guest and rare specimen indeed, a grafted soldier. And one who alleges that one of Auntie's own vice presidents is not who he seems. Take it away.
Inez Seelong speaking. I got intel on an illegal program led by Vice President of Experimental Operations, Willard Conan. Folk aplenty suffered because of it.
Some say there cannot be success without suffering. It's more or less standard operating procedure, isn't it? Unless you're leaving out any gory details. Some within our organization might call that frugal, thrifty even. That is, why waste a perfectly good resource when no one else has use for it?
These are human beings I'm speaking of, not barrels of void damn uranium. They were good folk who didn't know what they were signing up for. They deserved better. But if that ain't incriminating enough for you, Willard had himself some money problems, which ain't too distant from a grave sin far as Auntie's concerned.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Tell me, did he squander all his bits on drink? Bet it all on a tarmac and cheese rebranding? Or worse? Thoroughly recount every lurid detail?
He stole from Auntie directly. I have here, in his own words, an admission to the crime. It's go-getterness gone too far. And you know what happens to one of Auntie's nephews who misbehaves?
Splendiferous! Couldn't hardly get more sensational than that if we tried. The audience will be on the edge of their seat hearing all the ghastly minutiae about this scandal.
I think we did it. Won't know for sure until the broadcast airs, of course, but law, I reckon I might finally be able to put this to rest. For Ortiz. For everyone. Thank you, Commander.
Oh, Inez, almost forgot. We have a bit of a goodie bag for special guests who visit the studio. You qualify. Do collect it from the front desk on your way out.
Against the entire roster of pitchball pushovers any day of the
Purpleberry product samples! Purpleberry product samples!
32 bats benched. They'd forfeit by middle time.
Our business is concluded. Adieu.
Imagine the ad windfall. Our athletic assets would achieve full...
Afraid I'm not being paid to talk to you at present.
Of course, I also enjoy the simple pleasure of watching professional athletes bludgeon each other.
I think we're done.
Have time for a chat, Commander? Commander, you hear my interview over the wireless too? They've been playing it every hour. Part of it, anyway. Seems all the evidence we brought Thessaly made an impression.
Other VPs are fearing for their jobs now. Can you imagine? Reckon nobody will touch Willard's work now. Definitely. I'd bet a post-mortem on Willard's activities is being drafted as we speak. Few are keen to repeat the same mistakes as someone trotted out as a cautionary tale. If I ain't said it recently, then let me say it again. Thank you. I don't think I could have done right by Ortiz all on my own. Nobody has to be hurt like he was again. Reckon I'll find a way to look after the other grafted soldiers out there. It's what Ortiz would have wanted, and what he deserved. But all that'll come after we save Arcadia. You know, it's hard to fathom that just months ago I spent so much law-damn time begging to be accepted, like I was worth only what other folk thought of me. I was so lost. I really believed when I ended my contract that a better life was possible. I know the truth about Auntie's choice now, and I know who I am. So yeah, a better life is possible, just not at someone else's mercy. I ain't gonna let myself or anyone else be led into the same trap they set for us, ever again. I will, Commander. Anyhow, that's enough sorting my thoughts for the moment. We got a galaxy to save.
Damn right, soldier. Corrosive in addition to slightly overall. Going back to Cloister. Because I need to find that last... I still think Valerie's just too good. Okay. We're looking this shit up. Fuck it. I remember I spending like over an hour trying to find this last one. I may not have access to it, actually. Based on what I'm finding, I may not actually have access to this. Okay, based on everything that I'm reading, yeah, I have to move the main quest forward. Which is this one, right here. Let's fucking do it. Into the archives. Forgot if I checked everything here. Looks like I did. Never been. Oh, and you want to know the other thing that I just remembered that starts December 3rd? I've never done any of the alphas or the closed beta stuff or weekends or whatever, but I've seen a fair amount of the stuff. So about a year ago, not quite a year ago, an MMO called Pantheon came out in early access on Steam, and I played it pretty heavily for at least a couple months. I enjoyed my time that I played, but I mainly stopped playing. Two reasons: because too many other games were coming out. That was actually probably the number one reason. But the other thing, the reason why I never went back. Hey, Suds, what's going on, dude? The other reason why I didn't continue playing, and the reason why I never went back, though, is because I did not like the direction that I was watching it go. So, like, the first, month after I stopped playing, I was still keeping up with the game a lot. Watching Joppa's streams and stuff. And everything, you know, just to try to make sure that I stayed up to date. Because I was like, alright, I'm going to go back to the game at some point. There's just all these other games. I think, like, Monster Hunter came out. It might have been Avowed first. Avowed, then Monster Hunter, KCD2. You know, all these games just kept coming out that I had to play. I was like, alright, but I'm going to go back. Never went back. Not once. Because there's just... the direction the game has gone... it's just worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. There's another MMO that had, in my opinion, a lot more traction, a lot more eyes on it. Granted, it's also going to be a lot more, more mainstream, I guess. But I know over the last couple of years, they even had, like, a lot of big streamers, you know, to be able to, like, play over beta weekends, or maybe it was, like, week-long stress test things or whatever. But it's going into Steam Early Access Perma, which is Ashes of Creation. And that's on December 3rd. So I'm probably going to be checking that out, finally. So I did see that. I did see that there's going to be a big Wizard update, and that was the class that I played, was Wizard. I realized my mic did not mute with my mute button when I just coughed into the mic. I am so sorry. Because I realized my Mixer app is not open for some reason. There we go. Now it works. My apologies for coughing directly into the mic. But yeah, I think it was interesting, like, the whole time with Pantheon and everything, because I wanted to push forward and continue to play. I wanted a game to play, to just kind of like just play a singular game for a long period of time. And then 2025 was like, hold my beer. This is going to be the greatest year of video games of all time. Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger, like non-stop. And I'm just like, please, I can't keep up. Still have not played Silksong. Still have not touched Hades 2. I've not finished Ghost of Yota yet, although I will finish it once I finish this game. I feel like I'm close to the end of that game, probably at least within the last like 70 or 25%. This game, I don't know how much I have left.
Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally refreshed?
Remember, all subjects...
Please observe that the archive entry is heavily defended. Consider an alternate means of access to avoid direct protectorate engagement. Stealth is one valid course of action. Seeking and acquiring combat reinforcement is a more optimal course of action. The optimal choice. Any path of least resistance typically prolongs service life.
I forgot about that. That's why I wasn't doing this. Because to do this, it wants me to do this. Finish assisting Laureate Craft.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna check out Ashes of Creation. Finally. Like, I always will prefer the more old school style MMO, like, you know, the foundation of what Pantheon was is still more preferred to me than anything like WoW or whatever, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy something like that. I also forgot I gotta turn on my bounties. I don't remember where the bounty board is. Where it be? Where be the board? It's not in here. The doctor's office? No. How building is this? Where the hell is the bounty board? Okay, let's meet up top then. God damn it. But you know what? What if it's outside? It might be outside. It didn't even dawn on me. It might be outside.
This time, residents.
What the hell is this? Never been down here. Also gains regeneration effect. Oh yeah. Definitely that one. Oops. Like I'm playing Dishonored here. Damn, nothing special about that. Hey, Bilius. I don't think I uploaded Avowed to my YouTube, no. I was still trying to work out how I was uploading my stuff to YouTube at that time. I don't think it's on there. Yeah, the only thing I have on there is just my thoughts on the game. Unfortunately. Because I was constantly trying to like figure out the best way for me to upload my playthroughs of things to my YouTube channel. And I wanted to be able to do full local recording and then upload like much higher quality video, but I have really bad upload speed with my internet, like really bad. And so if I do that, it'll take like multiple days to upload something. So then what I was doing with some games. So I played a game called Metaphor like a year ago, like the end of last year. It's a JRPG, really good. I downloaded my VODs from Twitch and then chopped them up into hour segments and then uploaded those back to YouTube. Just took way too damn long. Eventually landed on what I'm doing now, which is just Twitch allows full extraction to upload your Twitch VODs directly from Twitch into your YouTube channel. So that's what I'm doing. Didn't you say you were starting Avowed? I believe you had mentioned that. I'm still in the camp that I think the game is better than most people say it is. If you just look past the things that the game just doesn't do. I do think the game is still very solid. Especially if you like Pillars of Eternity. You did. Nice. How are you finding the game so far?
You were just listening to next week's #1 hit. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Wait, where the hell is the vendor guy? The hell? Oh, so you are liking it. Good, good, good.
That's one way to become the center of attention.
Stuff's not even good in here. Made it into the back room of a shop, and there ain't nothing worth anything in here. No, 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 no. I played it as melee, dual wielding melee. I was not a caster. I actually played the majority of the game as a big two-hander guy. Actually, that's right. Yeah, that's what I played as. And I only played dual wielding sometimes. But that's right. The majority of the time I actually played as two-hand sword. I'm thinking the bounty board's got to be out here then. Yup, there it is. That's why I couldn't find it last time. All right, so it seems based on what I found online, the last... You put playing as Fighters the Greatsword? Yep. That was me. I cannot get this last Excogitation Chapel until I progress this right here. Unfortunately, they are not. Pretty much the entire team that created Avowed has already disbanded. That portion of Obsidian kind of disbanded. The director and things like that no longer work for Obsidian. But I had heard that they're probably going to be doing an Avowed 2. I'm hoping, my hope with Avowed 2 is that they basically do give it the Outer Worlds treatment. And somebody like the guys who picked up the mantle of Outer Worlds 1 and did this one, maybe they pick up Avowed. Because the only thing that Avowed really was missing was the deeper RPG stuff. Just throw that in there. The game will be fantastic. Yeah, this is such a weird chain of events with... And I just realized level 30 is max level. I don't get any more XP. There's no way for me to redo my skills. Because my lockpicking was 11. You know what? Now that I also just realized that sometimes their inventory doesn't appear. Hold on. Hold. It's why I was doing things a certain way. Because I needed to get a key card off of this NPC, but it never showed up in his inventory when I tried to pickpocket him. Oh yeah, it isn't there. It just says Pinnacle T. It's not in there. Unfortunate.
Welcome back, Agent. In what manner can I assist you?
Never mind. It's so weird that I have to do... Like, the chain of quest events that it wants me to do, I can't do properly because I can't do A because I have to do, like, C first. But I can't do C unless I do B, but I can't do B unless I do A. Like, what? Oh, well. Guess I have to do this the hard way. I didn't want to do this way. But I don't have a choice. Since I'm gonna... Well, no, that's right. He only cares if I'm killing innocent protectorates. Let's do the damn thing. But yeah, man, I'm excited to try some of these other games that are going to be coming out, man. Like, finish up this. And then finish up Ghost of Yotei. But then, yeah, there's the indie game that I'm going to try in a week. And then December, like, so the Night Rain thing for Elden Ring Night Rain, that's just going to be a purely for me. I mean, maybe I'll stream it, but I doubt it. Like, it would be one of those things I would stream if I had nothing else to play. But the Ashes of Creation go in early access. And Octopath Traveler. Looking too good, son. Be stinking. Do.
None shall stand against us.
Shit. I did not think I was going to aggro everyone. I'm going to die. My guy's not designed to fight this way.
What are they up to? His gaze sees all.
I don't know why it's not silenced. I think for the game's read, it is still silenced.
Make me walk on over there, huh?
I shall not stay your execution. Our commander hangs for the fray. Ready to dispense judgment.
Alright. We almost got them all stealthily. I'm still shocked by the fact that I reached max level already. Deliver the data to the order. Yes, yes. Okay. Figure if I'm lucky this weekend, I will actually finish this game and put a huge chunk into what I have left of Yote. Back to El Cloisterone. Boom, boom, doom, doom. I finished all my companion side quests. Just fantastic.
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Hopefully you shall facilitate that. Now, how might we be of use to one another? Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet. I must admit I first had doubts, due to your association with a cultist. But yes, you've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best behavior.
The very, very best. The bestest.
Good to see you again. I had hoped we could speak earlier, but no matter. A little time remains. You are a crucial variable in the solution to a critical problem. Since the unfortunate end of the peace talks, Gertie and I have kept in communication, and we believe it is still possible to get the Order and Auntie's Choice to work together. When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the issue with her. I assure you this is the correct thing to do. For yourself, for us, for Arcadia. For one, having the allied might of their forces at your back when facing down the Protectorate. If that's not sufficient, perhaps some additional incentive could also be provided. And if you might consider an appeal to your better nature, ending the conflict between Auntie's Choice and the Order would have untold benefits for all Arcadia. Farewell. I would say good luck, but I put no stock in chance, only probability. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Why is she coming out of like a coffin?
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. Prudent. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future.
Okay.
I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. But I trusted the plan, and lo and behold, it provided you as the solution.
I don't even know what Tower of Fantasy
Your recent
is.
exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. If your actions were so easily imitable, then we would not be speaking right now. Accept the credit. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts, and I heard you were the source of this plot.
It's a no gotcha server for a gotcha game. What?
I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the Order agree to even entertain the possibility? That was not my question. What is your envisioned outcome for this disputation?
The hell? That sounds so weird.
Thus freeing the Order to conduct its most vital work, while also dividing the burden of governance. Yes, that may have enough merit to warrant a meeting. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.
Handle the negotiations. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I can never play a gacha game. It just... I gave 60 minutes of my time to Where Winds Meet, which everyone is these days, it seems to be like, this game's amazing. Granted, I only played it for an hour, but I just absolutely hated how the game felt. The controls were awful. The dialogue was awful. The UI, even in minimalistic mode, was awful. And my entire timeline on social media is that the game is incredible. The fuck? The only part about the game that I thought was, like, good was, I will admit, the game visually, just purely looking at it from a graphical fidelity standpoint, it looked pretty good for how big the game is. But yeah, I don't know. There was so much about it that I just like, ugh. The game has a 73 on OpenCritic. It's pretty bad. Well, okay, so here's my thing when it comes to rating. I absolutely hate, maybe hate's just too strong of a word to use, but despise, loathe, vehemently am against the environment that we live in of gaming culture, where anything below an 80 is trash. To me, I think that's dumb. To me, anything below a 70, okay. But to me, something that's within the realm of, like, my thinking, if something is in the 70s, that's like a C grade. A C is still passable. A C is also, like, you know, average or whatever. Games that I would put in the realm of, like, the 70s would be games that are still, like, it's alright. You know, it's not great, but it's not bad, you know. Yeah, but at the same time, I really don't put too much stock, unfortunately, in any kind of rating system that currently exists. I think they're all just terrible. I don't know. It's... everything's just bad. Just play the damn game yourself, or games, and just form your own opinion.
Down for a modest fee
Yeah.
to each successive generation. Spacer's choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations.
How do we get down there?
Stack the deck against the little person as they tried with us.
What is this? Okay, I think that's bugged. It says, you lack the authorization. Certainly doesn't look like I do. But yeah, so that's kind of like how I feel. And that doesn't necessarily mean a game is bad. It's just that it's not for me, you know? I honestly wanted to like it. I wanted to like it because we're currently living in the timeline of where like Chinese games are finally starting to like get pretty mainstream, you know, with like super high quality games. We had Black Myth Wukong, like last year, and I thought Wukong was fantastic, you know, especially for like a first game from those guys. I think the company is Game Science. Now I think the Game Awards was correct in not giving it Game of the Year, because it did have some issues, but I'm like, I want to see what those guys do next, you know. China has another game coming out called Phantom Blade Zero. I believe that's a Chinese game, I think. Or is it Korean? I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. It looks amazing. I know a lot of people have already like test played a bunch of demos for it, and at like gaming conventions and stuff, and have all pretty much said it's pretty fantastic. So that's kind of why I wanted to try out Where Winds Meet. I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. You know, and specifically because it was free. You know, gave it about 60 minutes and uninstalled. Yeah, see, you played EverQuest for 20 years. I mean, come on, you know. I have been following, actually, speaking of like older MMO stuff, I've started following more of Monsters and Memories. It sucks because I really don't like the attitude of like the main guy behind the game. I really don't. Just not a fan of the individual. But unless the person is just like straight up a terrible human being, you know, I'm going to separate the art from the artist, and I can still enjoy what they create. And Eminem looks kind of good, especially for it looks much more EverQuest-y than Pantheon ever did. All right. This, I believe, is a very big story moment in this game. Here we go.
Look who it is, the instigator of this little affair. Her mathematicalness should be along soon, unless the leader of the Order's too busy crunching numbers to attend to business.
There we are. Apologies for the delay. We were resolving some technical issues. Cloister's atmosphere has a tendency to...
Oh, yes. Regale us with a thorough account of Cloister's atmosphere. Spare no detail.
This must be Auntie Cleo's trademark wit. I expected better.
I'll assume you mean Q1. We'll see. I honestly am probably going to end up just putting a lot of time into Ashes of Creation, just because a lot of people are going to probably play it. It's definitely got a lot more eyes on it from the mainstream of gamers. We'll see, because it's definitely much more closer to like World of Warcraft than EQ, obviously, with, you know, all the mounts and everything. But I think it'd still be kind of good. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, you know. December 3rd, perma early access, so we'll see. Let's see. I think a lot of people are. You know. It's, speaking of Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 2 is crazy. Okay. I never played Guild Wars 1. I played Guild Wars 2 on release with a pretty big group of people. And we were all like RL friends, so like our friend group is like 20 people deep, that we would like go to a movie theater with like 20 people. You know, we'd go to a restaurant with 20, 30 people anytime we'd go out. And we all played Guild Wars 2. The majority of us did. That's a gang. I mean, you know, if that's what you call a bunch of gamers. Our idea of fun was getting together at one of the guys' house and playing Seven Wonders or Ascension or, you know, Settlers of Catan, that kind of thing. Or having like a mini in-house MTG tournament. It's like the kind of shit we do. But me and a couple of the other guys, I remember, we were all like, what's the worst class? We all played a fucking Necromancer, which I don't know what, I'm assuming it's way different now. The game's been out for years. But when it launched, Necros were the, by far and away, without question, the literal worst thing you can possibly play. There was an exploit in the game that we abused. We were the... Not only were we max level, I don't even remember. Did the game do a level system or was it just gear? I don't remember. We cleared the highest dungeons and stuff due to an exploit and had the best gear in the game within like 5 days of the game releasing. It was like, huh. So then we just started doing all the PvP and just fucked everybody. And I was like, well, I guess we're done. More or less, anyway. We would help out people doing dungeons and stuff like that, or the world dragons, right? That's what it was. It was like the world bosses were like these dragons. I did like the fast travel system because it was like you could just fast travel anywhere, but you had to pay for it. I think that's how it was back then.
If I was discourteous, I apologize. So long as our mediator proves up to the task, surely we can remain civil. If not, these negotiations may prove short indeed. From where I'm positioned, I sense 3 sore points still in need of massage. Point 1, control of the archive. Point 2, oversight of production and distribution of skip cores. And point 3, management of Rift technology.
I don't care. Dealer's choice. No. That sounds like me back when I was playing League of Legends in Season 1. Back in 2011, I had a laptop. And in team fights, my normal 30 FPS would drop to like slideshows. Good old days. Most important thing is to decide first who gets control of the archive.
Before we go any further, I want it in writing that the Order will take full control of the archive without interference from Auntie's choice. What? So the Order can set it fruitlessly idling for another few centuries? We would put it to far more practical use. Imagine the marketing strategies it could develop. I would sever my own hand before giving custody of the archive over to a corporation. Humanity's ascension depends on its calculations. No, such a condition is out of the question.
Interesting that my choice is give it to the Order. Give it to Auntie's choice. Or give it to the Order, but some for the choice ad campaign. Why not? I'm gonna go that way though. I don't like any of the factions in terms of like, I love all the factions, but I also don't want to align myself with any of the factions really. I don't know.
Amenable to that proposition. Less work on our part. I'm waiting to hear an argument that would support such a ludicrous proposal.
These negotiations, you've got to give a little to get a little. That's just business. 3.
I certainly agree. Why, it's as if you've read my autobiography/corporate training manual. Your business is my business. The Order is not a business. We are not beholden to such strictures. Nor do I believe humanity would be improved by yoking progress to profit margins. And so, because Auntie's Choice is suffering a cut by not receiving full control over the archive, you deem it fair for the Order to bleed as well. Very well. I will not absolve you of this choice by commending it. But for the sake of these negotiations, we can move on. Do not expect further concessions, however. Ruth, I commend you for being so receptive. And I assure you that Auntie's Choice values science. Nothing bad has ever happened when science and commerce are combined. On the subject of science, it would be most prudent for us to discuss who will be overseeing the management of skip drives, specifically the production of skip cores. No one understands production like we do. Besides which, we have far more experience using skip drives. It was how we came to Arcadia, after all. Where Auntie's Choice manages, the Order would undoubtedly excel. Do not exclude us from consideration merely for lack of experience. So you ramp up production? And then what? Hand skip drives out for free to whoever wants one? Preposterous, and a waste of a perfectly good monopoly. We would be diligent about who we licensed out the skip drives to, and a monopoly over space travel is precisely what I wish to avoid. This technology should benefit all humanity.
I don't want to do one. I definitely want to side more with the Order on this next one, because there's 3 things we have to resolve, and we finished the first one. Okay.
Correctly ascertained. I disagree completely. Just look at how well the Order protected its own assets. Remember Golden Ridge, the archive? Besides, the Order will inevitably leave money on the table. Pull my other leg. If Auntie's Choice doesn't make a profit from it, I literally couldn't care less. Well, I never accept a deal I don't like, and frankly, you've been becoming a little too pertinacious for my liking. We can end these negotiations at any time, you know. It seems Auntie's Choice stands little to gain from them. Evidently, we have hit an impasse. Disappointing. But not outside the expected outcomes. And you have disappointed me immeasurably. Do not come to the Order with any further petitions. We are better off without an incompetent like you. I estimate this thriftless little misadventure has cost Aunties 100,000 bits for my time alone, besides spoiling a lucrative opportunity to do business with the Order. Seeing how you've proven yourself worthlessly incompetent at best, I have no further desire to work with you and recommend you vacate the ACS Undisputed Claim immediately.
The likelihood of receiving support from either Auntie's Choice or the Order in your mission has been reduced to 0, Commander.
That's like the worst possible outcome. We got to at least get one of them to help us. Oh, shit. Wait, where the fuck am I? Oh. I did not realize I'm that far behind from what my last save was. No, there's no way. There's no way. That was my last quick save. Hold on. Let me see what this is. I forgot. That reloaded my quick save. Okay, so not that one. There's got to be another one after I've already made it to the ship. There's no way. Ah, okay. Here we go.
Look who it is. Oh, this must be Auntie Cleo's trademark wit. Don't take that tone with me, little Agent So-and-so. I've stripped mine the assets of tougher sorts than you for far less. If I was discourteous, I apologize. So long as our mediator proves... I suppose you've passed muster. Certainly not averse to getting your hands dirty. But the give and take of deal-making is another matter entirely. From where I'm positioned, Point 1, control of the archive. Point 2, oversight of production and distribution of... Before we go any further... What? I would sever my own hand before giving custody of the archive over to a corporation. Humanity's ascension depends on its calculations. No. I am amenable to that proposition. I'm waiting to hear an argument that would support such a ludicrous proposal. No one said anything about paying, but, it would be a pittance compared to the future profits we might derive. Involving money in science seems questionable. But having access to Auntie's resources would be useful for our research. Fine. Yes, I agree. Reluctantly. Ruth, I commend you for being so receptive. And I
made a good choice
assure
there.
you that Auntie's choice values on the subject of... No one understands where so we would be diligent about who we licensed out the skip drives to. And a monopoly over space travel is precisely what I wish to avoid. Correctly... I disagree completely. Just look at how well the Order protected its own assets. Remember Golden Ridge? The Archive? Besides, the Order will as well I should. Commerce, my dear, is a force of good. It drives innovation. Everyone understands it. No one would do anything if they weren't being paid. Please. Next you'll be going on about the indomitable nature of the human spirit. Yes, I've heard it all before. It's the only thing that incentivizes everyone. I had believed you'd be a wiser negotiator than this, but it seems we've reached an impasse. Let it be war, then. And you have disappointed... I estimate this thriftless little seeing how you've proven...
Take heart, Commander. After all, the Protectorate stands a better chance with the invaders and betrayers at one another's throats.
What? Okay, hold on. There's gotta be a way. There's no way. Like, what?
Look, oh, this must be Auntie Cleo's trademark. If I was discourteous, I apologize. From Point 1, control... What? I would sever my own hand. I'm waiting to hear an argument that would support... No one said anything involving Ruth on nowhere, and so we would be diligent about who we licensed out the skip drives to. And a monopoly over space travel is precisely what... Exactly right. I will want to run some calculations to be sure, but I'm willing to concede on this point for now. There is still the question of who takes possession of the Protectorate's rift technology once the war is finished. Although the science is still largely theoretical, this technology could be used to not only close rifts, but create new ones. A dangerous power indeed, left in the wrong hands. The Order would fritter away valuable time endlessly hand-wringing what to do with the technology. Auntie's choice would actually use it. For good, of course. In a gainful manner. A 50-50 split? But that's so... equal. Normally, I'd decline such a preposterous suggestion, but if we win, it'd make excellent marketing copy for our Department of Mock Civility and Tactical Confabulation. Fine. Why not?
I have full faith in the plan. Let probability prove out my calculations.
Always bet on profit. Auntie's choice wins.
The Order will abide by these results. There is one final matter I wish to discuss. I require some chemicals that I have been told are manufactured at a plant on Praetor, controlled by Auntie's choice.
I know which plant you're referring to, Ruth, and what comes out of it is hardly safe for general use. Out of professional curiosity, what could you possibly need with such dangerous compounds? Running a little experiment, are we? On what? Or whom?
That is, quite frankly, none of your concern.
Precisely. Partners don't withhold secrets, although they can and probably should withhold extremely dangerous chemicals if not properly notified of what they will be used for.
I will make no progress with my request without further explanation, will I? While the Archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly. Brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this headgear exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it, but I require these chemicals to finish it. Perhaps I have not been entirely forthright. This treatment will enact a permanent change in my personality. Irreversible. But it will not cost me anything I would lament losing.
And I thought we were the ones who threw caution to the wind. Well, Ruth, if worst comes to worst, I'd be happy to serve as a substitute teacher for the Order.
A generous offer, but I fear you lack a certain number of qualifications. Conscience, for example.
Define personality change.
There is a strong likelihood that it will short-circuit my limbic system, eradicating my ability to experience emotion.
Oh, so you'll be even more of a bore. Ooh, doesn't sound like you'll be much fun at our future board meetings.
Only a child uses fun as a metric of any significance. I did not anticipate needing to fight for my own physical autonomy, but thank you for respecting my choice.
Oh, how it's delightful to me to see you squirm. All right. I'll get you your weird chemicals. I'll even provide you our corporate discount, practically wholesale. Best I'll say is today's outcome is workable. Barely. Our gains were not as exclusive as I had hoped they'd be.
Arriving at any arrangement even remotely equitable was statistically improbable. Be glad our mediator managed to find a middle path forward.
Yes.
As am I. You certainly have a way of curving probability into your favor.
Well, that'll be all for today. Don't forget to purchase the latest in Auntie's Choice products out on the value-added Esplanade, or enjoy a refreshing cocktail at the Best Choice. And do come see me personally when you have time. I have just the thing in mind for an accomplished freelancer such as yourself.
One moment. There are still the logistics of recapturing the Archive to consider.
We'll, of course, provide our expert troops to support these efforts. Have your people call my people to sort details. Toodaloo!
Brusque as ever. Auntie's troopers will certainly help us manage the Protectorate forces easier, especially if supported by your help.
But it would be irrational to expect you to endanger your own life without a more specific strategy in place. Fortunately, I have already given this some thought. First, Order forces must move into our former headquarters at Spyreton. A simpler task now that you have liberated it. By all accounts, you thoroughly routed the enemy. Well done. More importantly, there is a lift located in Spyreton which can deliver our troops into the Archive to assist you against the Protectorate. Unlocking and calling that lift can only be done from within the Archive, however. So you will need to infiltrate the Archive by alternate means, via a bridge connected to Newton. Fortunately, I am told you already dealt with the cultists there. Unfortunately, you will still need to find a way past a small rift currently blocking the bridge. Ordinarily, I do not fancy surprises, but you are proving an exception to that rule. With such a device in hand, bypassing the rift should be as rudimentary as pie. And perhaps at some later date, you will also permit our scientists to analyze this gadget at length in one of our labs, provided all goes according to plan. There is a computronical key that you will also need to locate within the Archive called the Calcaduceus. The Calcaduceus grants special access to the Archive. Once it is back in Order hands, we will have full control over its systems once more. Rift data. And how did you come by this acquisition, if I may ask? It troubles you what you had to do to get this data. It must have been a difficult choice. But difficulty is not a metric useful in judging a decision as right or wrong. Something hard is only hard. Time determines the rest. Until the Order has control over the Archive again, this discussion is all but moot. You know what must be done. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
A peace treaty between the Order and Auntie's Choice falls under the category of historic event. This unit will preserve the date.
Nice. We did manage to do it. The mechanical matriarch. Wait, is she not human? I thought it's the same people from the TV show. Alright, let's go see her.
We've successfully co-opted yet another of our rivals. Can't believe those eggheads accepted the deal. What's next on my agenda?
That outside contractor is here. You requested a brief tete-a-tete.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, shit.
Our fresh-faced new go-getter. We meet in the flesh at last. You've proved quite useful. Keep it up. You'll be going places. You don't seem much put off by my appearance. Good. I have no stomach for those with no stomach regarding me having no stomach. It is, however, something of a brand secret reserved for only the most trusted confidants. and covered in detail buried within the confidentiality clause you agreed to on arrival. I trust this presents no concerns for you, yes?
Yes. Once you've seen one disembodied head, you've seen them all.
Well, seems there's more to your shrouded past than I'd been led to believe. And here I'd been ready to disclose all. No matter.
Not exactly. Well, exactly. But not in the way you think. We have a mission for you that is vital to Auntie's Choice's survival.
We've uncovered an opportunity to procure me a new, audaciously improved replacement body.
Parts from legendary mega critters to graft you together.
That was actually considered at one time.
But ultimately, it was found unviable. Not too sure how much you've boned up on our grafting program, but it had a significant number of setbacks.
No, to find me the perfect body, you'll be assailing an inappreciably populated automated automech factory over on Praetor. Not just any automechanical, something much, much more exciting. That facility was designed to build complex automechs, a natural choice when the Protectorate began experimenting with a proxy body for the original Sovereign. It was the last in a long line of his ill-fated life extension experiments. Work halted when he died, and the torso prosthesis they developed has been locked in the lab ever since. Make it mine.
How do I make that happen?
There's a sub-facility beneath the automech factory. Its entrance, being hidden, is easy to miss. But we can show you how to find it.
Well then, fetch me my new body and we can finally begin bringing this system to heel.
Okay. Flip kill switch. So I will have the choice to kill Auntie Cleo. Ooh. Right there, man. That's... I don't want to do that, though. We don't want a repeat of the Auntie's head becoming dislodged and bouncing on the floor incident. Okay, so she's right there. So normally, yeah, she's like right here. Yeah. Can I fast travel from here? I can. Need to grab me something to drink. BRB. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Praetor. Oh. Back to the part of the game that I love the most. Exploring dungeons. And loot. That must be it right there. Something's gonna happen now. Decapitation of our first volunteer was a success. Until the body rejected the organ. We exhausted our stable of volunteers from the prison. Oops. Okay, back to the undisputed claim. Dizzo, Skittles, blah 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 blah.
Took what nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebettered it.
If you have business here, don't let me keep you.
Strive to be wholly plus artificial.
I was like, how do I go there?
Soon I'll be able to... You're back! Finally! Finally! Do you have it? Did you bring it here? Splendid. Splendid! We'll ensure your reward matches the ample amount of faith I've placed in you. Nay, exceeds it. No additional hidden clauses. Honest. Oh, let me see it. Yes, indeed. Oh, let me look at you, gorgeous. If you'll all just excuse me a moment as I slip into something more formidable.
There you are. Congratulations. Now your body's almost as intimidating as your mind. You've narrowed the gap quite a bit.
Oh, Auntie, you look amazing. Absolutely everyone will want a new mech body after watching you strut the walk.
What about you? What do you think? Any first impressions you'd like to share?
Number 3.
The perfect understated threat to drive all my negotiations to their proper conclusion. What's more, it's an undeniable confirmation that the Archive-derived strategic plan can be reliably executed and produces incredible results. With their predictive abilities refining our planning and execution, our market dominance is a foregone conclusion. Yes, so much to do, and we have you to thank for making it happen. I am quite looking forward to you working for me further.
Okay, I guess that's it.
As they say, time is capital, time is bits. You're burning lucre just standing there. Go!
Okay, back to Cloister. You know what? I'll use Marisol for a little bit. Here we go.
Feeling distracted? You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowest subject. The Protectorate. We're all in this together. Prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our
punitive action.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Ready to dispense judgment.
Combatant scanned.
Let me at him.
Go for torpification.
Unfriendly survive. Stop my damn. Keep it down.
Yeah, where the hell are you, brother? There's no way.
My stomach turns with disgust and anger. Those who would broker a deal with Andy's choice should be force-fed these rations to death.
Defend it.
Oh shit, they have like a debuff.
Disdain our sense of community.
Oh.
They sneer at our contentment.
Prudence dictates we reject individualism in all its forms.
I shall not stay your execution.
God damn it. It said it was a kill, but it wasn't.
Weapon locked. Mitigating the threat. Discombobulating enemies. Yeah. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Consul.
Tristan made it.
Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea. It's the law.
Okay, so I can go out there. Which looks like I'll have no choice, but that is what I'll have to do. Oh, I guess I could do this too. Isn't this how I... Oh.
Looks like the work of scavengers. Find them, we find the missing part. Someone tapping into the power here?
Was that something I was supposed to find outside?
Hostile planet day 35. Brought to you by the frigid cold and voracious wildlife. Starring noted self-taught survival expert.
Oh. Not sure how you managed to approach unnoticed. Could be I'd grown so attuned to my surroundings, I became one with the wood and fire and the earth. Were you left behind by your unit too? Are you in need of some hard-fought knowledge
The
about
fuck
how
is
to
on your
fend
head?
for yourself? Must say, I've become quite the expert. Why, after only just 2 weeks on my own, I ascertained how to pry open a rations tin unaided. Did you know there's a little opener key attached? It's all going in my manuscript. Likely I have. Was there a big console that looked like somebody just unceremoniously yanked the innards free? If so, yep, that was me. I might be convinced to part with them for a small favor. Some key legwork for a mighty hunter. Me, I'm fixing to take down one of the local ursopods. A few sprat corpses would be helpful as bait. Gather some, and we'll make a trade. Finally, give it here.
I was forced to eat sprat when stranded once myself, though I demonstrated considerable less zeal.
Sorry you had to see that. The parcels of victuals my neighbor sends over the tube have fallen off recently. Barely eaten for days. Sent me over a bunch of recordings, along with victuals. Offered some sound, if harshly put, advice. Looked out for me like no one's ever. Never even seen him face to face. I do so hope he's all right. Anyhow, suppose we had a deal. Here, I wrenched these parts free out of the Spyreton lift controls. Just jam them back in there and kick it once or twice. Should work fine. Drop back in again sometime, will you? Occasionally, I do get a little starved. For, company.
Sure, that's what it is.
Hoyt. Name's Hoyt, right?
I've noted some right sophisticated interactions among the Crabbles lately. Intricate courtship rituals, coordinated group efforts, all about thermal transfer. When my unit was first stationed down here, I kept making excuses to sneak off and observe them. Product research, I said. Very hush-hush. Eventually gave my lieutenant a field promotion and ordered them all away. Been living off the land here like the Crabbles ever since. Their unfertilized roe actually makes for some good eating. Included some with this message. Eat up.
Alright, so this then in turn should bring all of the order guys. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to then go there, though.
Strange bedfellows indeed. They'd best fight well.
For the equation! Multiply forward times 3!
Yep, there they are.
Multiplicator at ready status. Check your scope.
Oh, I'll use the trauma kit.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Verifying hostile presence. Feeling distracted, daydreaming. Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts. Investigating distracts.
Where the hell's the body? Oh, it must have fell on the other side or underneath. Good job, boys.
We cherish all we have and defend it.
Our sense of community, they sneer at our contentment.
Always dreamt of coming here.
Exemplar Inosanto? What the hell is this? Supposed to be the dude from... Okay. How do I get access to it? It clearly it's accessible. If it highlights. Alright. That's now my number one goal. And that. Their headgear is a little questionable.
What was in those rations?
this gastric nightmare never cease. Oh. Just a moment. Forgive me. I found myself irregularly indisposed from one direction or the other.
Oh, you poor man. I sincerely hope we don't have to shoot you.
So do I need assistance from someone with substandard, non-protectorate medical training? Thank you, but no, you're too kind. Assessor Torbert Ostergaard of the Protectorate. I have been here since we seized the facility from Auntie's Choice. Well, not this room specifically, but I am the Archive's current operator. As such, I am the bearer of the Calcaduceus. I still have trouble saying that. Certainly. I recognize I am in no position to bargain, despite the fact it will no doubt earn me mental refreshment at best. If you have cleared our fortifications outside, I worry what has happened to our troops. I have little interest in sharing their fate. I would pass the Calcaduceus on to you, in exchange for granting me safe passage. The Archive would then recognize you as its operator. All right. I am providing you the Calcaduceus. Don't shoot. Here, you are now operator of the Archive. Is there a Protectorate curativist in the house? I feel rather woogly.
Sucks to be him. Whoa, what the fuck is this?
Ah, it's you! Prime mover of the grand plan.
Calcaduceus detected. Alternative operator postulated. Concluded. Authorized replacement. Greetings, sentient.
Greetings? Oh, this place is big. This is gonna be a whole dungeon.
Welcome to the Archive. I am EUENIAC, the Universal Equation Numeric Integration Analytic Calculator. With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resources across the moon of Cloister. That, I fear, would be a misleading choice of words, as it implies a form of sentience or cognition. Applied statistics might be functionally more apt. My express programmatical purpose is to aid humanity's advancement to optimize profits, i.e. gain over expenditure, to maximize the needs of our society above others, to attract the most consumers.
I have the sinking sensation that this contraption is about to try my patience.
Beg your pardon. How may I best facilitate your efforts? Perusing contents. Anatomizing diversiform particulars. Concatenating manifold integrants. Cursory assessment complete. An impressive accumulation of rift data. Similar in composition, though decidedly not in scope, to that provided by the Protectorate.
Information with the potential to offer unique commercial opportunities to those who wield it.
But why simply huck goods better? when such a bounty could be used to flawlessly regulate societal harmony, oversight, and means of production? What is the aim of your query? The previous operator, Assessor Ostergaard of the Protectorate, pursued a like query 1 year, 6 days ago, though the amount you've provided is several orders of magnitude larger. To perform similar calculations of larger scale at current suboptimal levels of functionality would require
25.7 years, and any job over 2 decades is billed by the hour.
Calculatory processing presently hovers around 49.7% capacity due to internecine conflict, misuse, and a lack of technical prowess by recent operators and their associates. In order to improve calculatory processing of Rift data in a timely manner, repairs must be made to address the damage done by Protectorate and Anti's Choice operators. I am unlocking access to the Underlands, the subterranean cave network below. It houses 2 key external systems, cold storage and thermal transfer. Cold storage will require servicing before you may retrieve the punch cards needed for processing. Repairing thermal transfer is technically optional, but rather advised. If you fail to restore it, the Archive and I may melt down later while running your calculations.
Why is that optional? Our continued existence should be a paramount concern.
It is an archival area dedicated to safe upkeep of all data collected in pursuit of the universal equation by the Order of the Ascendant. The sum total of all our accumulated knowledge in punch card form, kept in a low temperature, low humidity environment to improve preservation.
Okay.
When active, the archive generates an enormous amount of heat. Normally, it is dispersed by pumping water between the vast ocean below Cloister's exterior and a surface reservoir. I can process the Rift data without its repair, but irreparable damage is likely. Yet, with thermal transfer presently idle, a contingent of Krabbels have made the area a nursery. Drastic changes to heating levels may endanger it.
Who cares about a herd of pea-brained, ill-humored, oversized crustaceans? There are too many as it is.
The roving minds in the Order can fix many things, but if the Archive melts down, I suspect even they will have their hands full.
It is difficult to accurately ascribe an exact causal breakdown between premeditated sabotage, collateral harm, technical ineptitude, and willful hijinks. Some categorical overspill inevitably occurs. Attempts by non-order operators to reprogram my priorities have also led to issues.
Return later to discuss the remaining subsystem work. And soon, everything will be running like clockwork. Have a profitable day! In lieu of my transactional mindset, I've unsealed one of the display cases in the central entranceway. The Seer Cerebellum Protector is now yours.
Okay, I don't really care about that, but cool. I just realized I got this weapon. What the hell is this? Power attacks play a jingle and charm humans for 10 seconds. A 30% cooldown between uses, which decreases with speech skill. Yeah, we're not using that. But I'm still gonna favorite it so I don't actually sell it. Alrighty, I am going to go ahead and call it there for today. That way we start off tomorrow with diving into the archives. But yeah, I'll be on a little bit later. I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but tomorrow is family day, so I'll be spending a good chunk of the beginning of my day with the fam. and then I'll be coming back, and then we'll be all on this. I'm gonna try to come home earlier, see if I can convince the family I could cut it short, because we've been having pretty bad weather, so I don't want to be out late in bad weather. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. See you later.